Hi, everyone. Mike White here. Welcome to this week's blog post. Another crazy week. I don't remember so much volatility, so much market moving information in all sorts of different places, prognostication, speculation, what have you. The one thing that was a result of last week's volatility and movement toward the higher end of the range that we've been in is that we've seen a pretty good increase in mortgage purchase applications. We're up 4%, refinances up a whopping 18%. And I think a lot of that has to do with people realizing it's a good idea to fix their costs now. And it's been part of a conversation that we've been having. But as more and more people are coming to the realization that the move and the volatility is trending higher, there will be that large number of people who've been sitting on the fence thinking about doing something who will actually come to the table and do something. So at the very least, the next few months will be interesting, to say the least. And one of the reasons is the fact that we've got a lot going on. It's not just interest rates or the market when it comes to pricing or values, but we're seeing continued pressure on the rental market. And we've been talking about this a little while. I've been talking with my people quite a bit, and working the high-end rental market has been going exceptionally well. The people that are working that luxury rental market are working with people who tend to be established. They tend to have money. They tend to have excellent credit. And they're also seeing, for lack of a better word, massive increases in rent. I've got one client who's working with somebody and their rent went from $2,400 a month to $3,000 a month. And they just said, that's it, the convenience of renting versus the power of home ownership. And it took less than a week for that person to go through the pre-approval process and get into contract on a beautiful home that will net cost them less money each month than renting that apartment. So it's really important that we're paying attention to what's going on and understanding what the strategies and where the values lie in each market. This week, again, today, by the time you see this, or by the time it's posted, we're going to start a series of really important numbers. We're going to get those unemployment claims this morning. Shortly thereafter, we're going to see factory orders report come out this morning. And it's one of those things that we got to keep an eye on the markets for their reactions. More importantly, tomorrow, Friday, we're going to get the January jobs report, which is always captivating to the markets. And there is a lot of attention paid to this and the numbers. There's sometimes significant knee-jerk reactions and then things plane out, or sometimes this can start a trend as to where things are going. And I think I've stressed to you, well, I don't want you to be rate watchers. I need you to be aware of what's going on in the market. I'm not saying every minute of every day you got to be worried about these things, but you do have to follow and have an awareness, especially when we've got some things, news, and we're at critical junctions of where things can go. The 10-year is sitting at the top of resistance at 177, and a breakthrough to the higher part of that could put a lot of pressure on interest rates. And I think there's, if that level holds and we stay below that range, we can find ourselves getting our footing. But the problem with that is we also have the UMBS 30 3% coupon sitting right below another area of resistance of 102.19, and bad news could push that coupon down, and there's a lot of ways to go, and we could fall all the way to 101.57. And I know 60 basis points recently hasn't been earth-shattering. We've gotten kind of used to these things, but it is a big move, and below that, another significant drop. So the point is that we need to be paying attention to some of these things. I'm not saying we have to be, broadcasting this stuff all over the place. I'm making you aware of market movements so that you can pay attention as to when certain things are going to happen. You might want to check. So, today at 8:30, 9 o'clock, 10:30 this morning, tomorrow at 8:30 is the jobs report. Pay it. That's all Eastern time. Just pay attention, because there are things that are potentially market movers, and there are going to be these things leading into March and April that are going to be significant things, and the markets are going to react, and they're not always predictable how the markets are going to take certain news and how the markets are going to respond. Rate hikes don't necessarily mean higher mortgage rates. In fact, in many cases, the Fed raising short-term rates provides stability and even reduces long-term mortgage rates. However, the other side to that coin is that they have other measures that they're going to do, which includes, peeling off their balance sheet a little bit. And as that supply comes to the market, or as the Fed is less active in purchasing, that could have an effect as well. So the next, few months, we have to be paying attention to what's going on, and we've got all the other world events and national news that are happening that can push the market. So as always, we're here. If you have questions, it's Mike at imtcoaching.com. We look forward to speaking to you again next week. Take care.